white to the dark blue to the lavender blue. This is one that's a bulb, wild hyacinth, Comasius colloides. It's probably May when this is blooming, so we may not see that. And it grows also closer to the streams, lower on the slopes, and deeper, wetter soils. In some places it can be really, really thick. You can have huge patches of it, and it's very, very showy. The Comasius, the wild hyacinth. It's another one that the Native Americans eat, the bulbs. A couple species of iris. Dwarf iris is Iris verna. The leaves are more upright, tall growing. The whole plant is still under 8 inches tall. The more common is crested dwarf iris. The leaves grow almost as a ground cover, almost horizontal to the ground, and they actually look more like an iris, the fan of the iris, the vegetation, and it makes patches. Someone has found a white plant, white form, and it's been propagated, so people you can buy this. But it's fairly common. Growing up in North Carolina, when I would go on hikes, on grandfather's land, I would dig up plants, and there's a big patch of this that's been growing since I was about 12 years old, and it's still there in the bed of azaleas, and it's like 6 or 8 square feet by now. It's a really beautiful plant. So this is the flower that's on your Wildflower book. Little blue-eyed grass, or just blue-eyed grass. It's in the iris family. You wouldn't really know that it's iris family from the leaves, and the fact that it's got grass in the name is because the leaves look sort of grass-like. Cicerynchium, angustifolium. Barnes reference called it stout blue-eyed grass. There's 3 or 4 species of this, some with larger blooms, but it's a really nice sky blue with bright yellow anthers. So blue-eyed grass. It's an iris. Some species that grow in deeper shade, a couple in the water leaf family, Hydrophyllaceae, Hydrophyllum appendiculatum, is lavender water leaf. The plant, the leaves can be really big, and they almost look like lettuce. They're really succulent, but they're a little bit pubescent, a little furry. They have these clusters of bell-shaped flowers. So lavender water leaf. Purple Phacelia is quite common. It's more purple than the blue flower, and the leaves aren't as big like lettuce. This is a very robust plant. It's sort of growing in the rocks and the moss. When it's growing in the soil, more fertile area, it will have a lot more leaves. There's 2 or 3 other species in the water leaf family. A couple other Phacelias. One with a light, almost white, but very light blue flower that's fringed called Miami Mist. The violets, wood violet, has a leaf that isn't what you normally expect from a violet. It's a heart-shaped leaf, but it has the typical violet blue flower. So wood violet, pretty common woodland species. This, I think, is beautiful, long-spurred violet, Novella rostrata. Some of these violet species, the pollinators, have a long proboscis to get the nectar come up in there. And they're not always this light lavender purple. Sometimes it can be a little bit darker than that. And 6 inches tall, but it's a really quite beautiful violet. This is one that it's not a viola. It's green violet. It's in the violet family, but it's a different genus. And the flowers, it's a tall, stalky, 4 to 18 inches tall, Ibanthus concolor, sort of yellow-green, not the most violent-looking wildflower, but when you see it flowering in the woods, it's sort of neat to There's some yellow flowered violets, downy yellow violet. There's 2 or 3 other species of violets, and probably a dozen violets that if we had a day or two to spend looking at promising flowers, I bet we could find 10 different species of violets. So this is viola pubescens, so you can see a little bit of furriness on the leaves, and that little flower stalk, but a really nice yellow, downy yellow violet. This was one of the first wildflowers that I saw that when I was in college that I'd never seen before. It's called bird's foot violet, or birdfoot violet. It's bird's foot trefoil. This doesn't have the S, it's just birdfoot violet. And I don't know, I guess the leaves look a little bit like a bird foot print or bird foot. And there's quite a lot of this in Red River Gorge Natural Bridge area. And in the population, when you're getting close to the top of the ski lift, high lift, Natural Bridge, just below the top of that, there's a path, and there's some patches of this. Some of the plants are all blue with just a little bit of white, but a lot of them will have this darker purple and lighter lavender. So I think there's ornamental potential for this. I keep saying there's horticultural potential. And part of it is because they're easier to grow because they're native. They're different from what we've been growing. They're not petunias, they're not marigolds. And if you want something different, if you don't want to have exactly like everybody else has, you can grow natives. And this is one that it's not as easy to find as others, but it's fairly easy to grow from seed. And if it's in a place that it's happy, it will thrive. And it blooms probably a month, flowers for a month, in late spring. So it's, when I made the flyer of what I would talk about, one of the things was which plants are weeds and which are wildflowers, and I don't really want to talk about the bad or the wildflowery type weeds, like the ditch daylily, the daylily that's found. It's not native. There are a lot of flowers, showy flowers that some people like, but they're not native and they're invasive and they're crowding out our native plants. I think a bigger threat, shrub honeysuckle, this was added, and there's purple winter creeper. The shrub honeysuckle, by the end of April, it's making so much dense shade a lot earlier than the trees that are native to there and that the wildflowers were used to growing under. So there's evidence that a lot of the wildflowers under these trees that have been invaded by the shrub honeysuckle, in this Manchii, they're starving. There's patches of them that have no flowers because they didn't have enough light the last few years to photosynthesize enough and to store up energy in the bulbs to be able to make flowers the next year. So because these shrub honeysuckles leaf out a month earlier than the trees, they're shading the spring ephemeral wildflowers. And purple winter creeper is a ground cover. It crowds out just the space. And alaria, this garlic mustard, a biennial, grows over a winter for a year and a half or so, and flowers after the winter. It grows in low light, but it's so aggressive that it crowds out a lot of the native wildflowers. So I hope there's no garlic mustard in Robinson Forest, but there are lots of places in central Kentucky where alaria, the genus garlic mustard, is a really bad competitor and crowds out the native plants and everything else. So you end up with nothing but shrub honeysuckle, purple winter creeper, and garlic mustard instead of trilliums and solid seal and bloodroot and all those other nice plants. And that's all the slides I have. It's much better to see them in person and discover, learn new things, see variants of the plants that you haven't seen before, to see combinations of different species that are growing together that might be new. So even if you know all the wildflowers, which ones associate with each other, when they bloom or not. Dr. Ditcho told a story that Paul Shelley is a plant pathology extension specialist, and Dr. Ditch and Shelley and I were at a PERF meeting in January, and I guess he heard us talking about wildflowers, and he told us the story that when he was in college,